at us right now. All right, let's go back to our radar picture. We'll track this line into eastern Kentucky as it makes its way. So the next stop on the damaging wind tour would be Greenup, Grayson, Ashland. It's through Sandy Hook, so Louisa, the Lomansville area, Paintsville, Prestonsburg, Salyersville, it's right on top of us. Over toward Pikeville, Hindman, Jackson, it's through us as well. That continues, it's now through Hazard, Whitesburg would be next, and eventually that'll clear all of Pike County coming up here shortly. Got a bit of a break behind this with still a lot of lightning strikes and heavy rain, and then we get right back into the thick of strong thunderstorms that are heading toward Lake Cumberland. So it is a no lake day on Cumberland right now, or any of the lakes across our part of the world, because here we go again with a lot of booming thunderstorms making their way through. Torrential rains, could be some small hail with these in 40-mile-per-hour winds. Burnside Marina, one of the popular places on Lake Cumberland. Well, this isn't at the marina itself, but this is the Burnside area, and there you see exactly what we are dealing with into parts of Pulaski County, southern sections of Pulaski County, very close to the lake. Now we go farther to the north on your radar tour, getting into Danville, Stanford, Lancaster, Nicholasville, Lexington, heavy rain. Maybe a little noisy, but none of what is out there moving into central Kentucky is considered to be severe for the moment. So at least some welcome news with that. But you know, you look at that second line, Jim, and it's starting to bow just a little bit.
Yeah, it's got some signatures of stronger winds with it. I mean, it does. Again, it's mesmerizing to see that, and the fact that it doesn't have a lot of lightning compared to what we had to go through here a little bit earlier, where it still has some of those strong winds associated with it. But he mentioned Lake Cumberland. Here it goes again. And I worry so much about that area. We already saw the picture from around Lake Cumberland with the tree that fell on the Lincoln that just destroyed it. I mean, while someone was driving down the road. But that's a really forested area, heavily forested area. When you get out on those lake roads around there, and you're talking old trees, you know, you're not allowed to touch that stuff. I mean, it's that kind of situation down there. So that's getting ready to blow through again with some very strong winds and more heavy rain. You go up to Liberty, you go up to Stanford. This second line continues. Nicholasville here in Lexington as well.
Yep.
And
pretty good rain right now on the Keeneland cam especially. And Jim, if you look at our tower cam, look at that, we almost got a little shelf cloud again.
I'm coming to it right now, sir. Here it is. Yeah,
look at this little baby shelfie.
Yeah, it's not as not as mothership
right,
as the others.
Right, not the mothership. This would be more of the ant ship, right?
Yeah, that's more of what it is. I'm going to show you that we've got another cam that we're going to go to right now from the city of Lexington, and this is out on Nicholasville Road near the mall. And look at that rain. Look at that
goodness,
visibility. You know, it's Sunday, and it's
that's a lot of traffic though for a Sunday, right?
I know, that's
goodness
what I'm thinking. It's Sunday. That tells you all about Nicholasville Road every day of the week. I'm going to go to that Keeneland cam. I'm going to pop it up here in just a second so you can see the other side of town and what's happening with that first little push of rain making its way into that area. There it is. That's that next wave starting to blow through. Huh. You know, Chris?
What's that?
You know, I'm looking at this camera, and I'm going to have to walk over here to show.
All right, what you got? Jump out there.
So look at this. When we were doing stuff earlier, there were 3 trees over here. There were 3 trees.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah,
when we first went to this cam, when that first wave went through, I was watching 3 trees to see how much they moved.
So I think that is a tree on the ground, right?
It very well could be over there. Yeah, is that what that is?
I think that is right there.
Okay,
yeah. I think that's a tree on the ground.
Because I was watching that earlier. That was kind of my measuring stick to see what the wind looked like. So yeah, they've had maybe some issues out there on the grounds of Keeneland as well. So maybe they haven't noticed it yet or whatever, but yeah, that's just an observation.
Yeah, good. Look at Eagle Eye over here.
Well, it was my measuring stick earlier.
I like it.
I was watching that for wind.
And our tower cam again, that little shelf cloud is still looking pretty good as it is showing up right on top of Lexington. I can imagine what it's looking like farther to the south down here into the Lake Cumberland area, where not considered to be severe, but torrential rain, a lot of lightning. Here's that line of up to hurricane force winds. And now every piece of real estate left into eastern Kentucky is effectively under a severe thunderstorm warning ahead of this line. Strong thunderstorms, can't call them severe because we don't have warnings technically for those, but it wouldn't take much here along the Kentucky-Tennessee border to see a few more wind damage reports coming in, especially from Pulaski County, Russell County, and points south from there. And we're going to watch this area back here as we get through 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock tonight for more thunderstorms that will fire up and make their way on in from northwest to southeast. So the damage reports are fairly extensive and widespread. Lots of wind damage throughout central Kentucky. Now getting those wind damage reports coming out of eastern Kentucky as well. So yeah, this has been one of those days, Jim, and when you get a line like this to make its way through the region, this is what happens. You get widespread wind damage. That was in our forecast for almost 6 days now. This is one of those events you hope you're wrong, because that means you don't have damage from people.
But here we are.
Here we are. All right, we're going to Georgetown now, and Jessica Umbro, is that who we got joining us now? Jessica, what have you got showing up out of Scott County? Because we've been getting a lot of damage pictures coming out of where you are.
Well, we're seeing the rain. Yeah, we're seeing a bit of damage. The rain has picked up in the past 10 to 15 minutes or so. We were driving along. We're on the 100 block of Chopin Way in Georgetown, Chopin Way, excuse me. I'm just going to step out of the shot so you can see a little bit of what we're seeing. It appears to be a large part of a tree limb has fallen down onto a car. We haven't spoken to any neighbors about what exactly we are seeing or when exactly this happened, but it seems to have gotten quite a bit of the car. It's just some of the damage that we're seeing out of Georgetown. We're going to keep driving around and see what that damage looks like. But kind of like I said, the rain is picking up. It's coming in at a little bit of an angle, which definitely makes it difficult to stay dry. It's making it a little bit more dangerous on the roads, especially if you're trying to make a quick turn or if you're on the highways. So definitely take caution if you're in Scott County or in the Georgetown area. This is just a little bit of the damage that we're seeing, but we're going to keep driving around and see what else is going on out there before this second wave that you've all been talking about hits a little bit later today. For now, live in Georgetown, Jessica Umbro, Wkyt.
All right. Thank you, Jessica. Stay safe up there into Scott County. Obviously, we're finding damage video, damage pictures coming from the entire area of just about every county, I think, in central and eastern Kentucky that we cover, Jim. That's what, roughly 40 plus counties. We're seeing damage pictures coming from those.
It's trickling in right now, yeah, and it's going to continue.
And we were looking at this, what is likely a lightning strike fire out of Laurel County. We had a little video sent to us from down there into London, and if we can get that up, take a look at that. So, Jim, that's what's going on. Our buddy Johnny Nicholson down there.
Weather Watcher.
Yeah, Weather Watcher sends us a lot of stuff, and that's what Johnny just sent to us. Take a look at that, and that is a large fire started by lightning. What was the name of the?
Huffman and Huffman.
Huffman and Huffman. Okay, there you go. And that's what happens when you get a lightning strike. Lightning, we talk about this with kiddos when we go do school visits. Lightning is hotter than the sun. So you take a lightning strike like that, and it doesn't matter how grounded things may be. If it hits the right spot, Jim, it's going to cause a fire, and that's what you're seeing right there into downtown London.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some of these reports coming in now from out at Taylor County. You know, one of our fringe counties down at the southern end.
Campbellsville.
Campbellsville, that's right. And they've got 2 significant residential houses damaged in that area. 8 reports of power lines down, road blocked. 17 calls to the city, 4 county. It's all starting to pile up for them down there. That's just from a little bit earlier, and now they're getting hit again with these gusty thunderstorms blowing through there right now.
And Jim, that was the storm that hit Campbellsville is the one that also went into Boyle County, into Mercer County, and made its way on through central Kentucky.
That's the same one. So it had a history of it going all the way back to then as well. And right now, just seeing some more of that rain just loaded up and causing some issues for those folks out there. So as you said earlier, right now is not the time to clean. Right now is the time to, I know you want to try to protect yourself in whatever you've got left after some of this, but get somewhere safe and just kind of wait this out. Even though these aren't severe, just be in a safe location as this continues.
Yeah, we go back to my Twitter feed. We just got some pictures out of Clinton County. Now, Jim, technically that is just outside of our coverage area, but it's close enough to Wayne County, close enough to Lake Cumberland. Take a look at this, what looks like a shed that was just completely, or a barn that was wiped away. And then you look downstream of that and look at that, what looks like, is that a cornfield maybe in the early stages, or just a field? I can't really tell, but you see everything that was kind of, yep, cornfield, but you see everything that was kind of strewn through there. And Jim, look at that. So that corn field that was off and running on a pretty good clip right here, with all this damage, you can see how the little bitty corn stalks are all kind of going in the same direction right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that crop now suffered damage very early in its life cycle. So that's a shame.
No, that's
a shame.
Terrible.
Hopefully they don't have to get out there and replant. Thankfully, it is still May where they could salvage that, I guess, if they have to replant. But yeah, that's out of Clinton County with that storm that also impacted Wayne County, Russell Springs, up into Somerset and Pulaski County as well. I see you got the look in your eye. What'd you find?
I do. Amy, I know you're up there and you're doing 15 things. I'm trying to do 15 things too. Go over to, this came through Facebook, so go over to my Facebook. I just shared a video from down at Lake Cumberland, and we can show that. So it's at the Conley Bottom Resort. And it shows you just how bad things were. This was posted about 2 hours ago in the Lake Cumberland Boaters little group there, and we'll be able to show that to you earlier. So this was then, and then you got another round going through now. All right,
let's see it.
Let's see it. So look there, Chris. Watch that water come in.
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
Yeah. So that was down there just a little while ago. The 2 hours ago is when this was posted. So that was the scene there at the.
Which didn't say
Bottom.
which? Oh, Conley Bottom.
Yeah,
okay.
The Conley Bottom.
Yeah, a very popular place. Obviously, Jim, I would imagine there are some folks who are probably trying to ride it out on some of those boats.
I'd say you're right.
On Memorial Day weekend, that's not what we need to be doing. And if we come back to our radar, let's go back to Lake Cumberland, Jim, because here we go again. No warnings are out for this, but we've got wild winds and heavy rain, thunder, lightning that are right back on top of Lake Cumberland. It's amping up just a little bit too as it makes its way on through Russell Springs, Jamestown. Here's Somerset. This is Lake Cumberland, very expansive area that goes back into Clinton County, Cumberland, and then Wayne County, Russell County, and up into Pulaski County. So that is what we have been dealing with.
See, there you can see the whole lake now.
Yeah, you can see the lake right here.
Yeah.
And obviously, Jim, it's a monster lake.
Yeah.
Lakes this time of year, this is the unofficial kickoff to summer. Boy, it's a rough kickoff to summer, isn't it? With the damaging winds of earlier, and now the strong thunderstorm that is making its way right back on top of the same area of Lake Cumberland.
And one of the places that we hear and see more and more reports of lightning strikes are folks out on lakes.
Yeah.
And it's because once lightning hits a lake, it passes through it pretty easily because water is an excellent conductor of electricity, so you can be hit, and that's always a big concern when you start talking about the loads of lightning. Then you throw in the wind, and also boats get struck from time to time because they're often the highest point out there in the middle of the lake. They kind of stand out. They're on top of the water, so lightning is looking for that route, Chris, to get to the ground, and sometimes that's through something tall like that off the water. So that's what we've got out there right now.
All right, Alexa Minton joining us again, just about back into Lexington, and to welcome her back into Lexington, heavy rain is showing up, and that's what she's not driving into. She's a passenger in the car, but they are driving into. And Alexa, you see you're right on the edge of this second system that is making its way on in. Tell us what you're seeing.
Yeah, right now you can tell it almost happened instantaneously. We were calm, just enjoying, I guess, the little bit of that break that we had from those active line of thunderstorms. And then right now you can hear that rain coming down pretty strong. You can see from our look right now, can't see much out of our way. And I know that this line of storms isn't necessarily severe, but definitely one of those things where we've got the heavy rainfall really pretty consistently. And earlier in Fayette County, with that first round that came through, we already had some of those pooling waters failures on roadways issue, lots of hydroplaning issues. And as we're headed back on 64 into parts of that Fayette County, Lexington area, you can see that's going to be a pretty persistent issue throughout parts of our evening. Again, the visibility is definitely reduced, so if y'all don't have to be on the roadways right now, it's a good idea to pull off, wait out this second round that we're tracking right now, and make sure that everyone's staying safe. So definitely some pretty heavy rainfall as we're going into Fayette County. So I'll throw it back to you, Chris and Jim, as you guys keep tracking stuff.
All right, stay safe, Alexa. We'll get you back here safe and sound shortly and get you out to some other damaged scenes. But this is a video out of the Springfield area of Cumberland, and what we're dealing with this line of thunderstorms making its way back in. A lot of heavy rain and a lot of wind as well. And you can see the leaves that are being blown off the trees. So yeah, not a good day around Cumberland or anywhere across the area. So that's just a taste of what some folks are dealing with in and around Cumberland, and you can see those winds are just whipping everything around, and yeah, likely some more damage pictures going to be coming in from the Lake Cumberland area and all across central and eastern Kentucky. That the culprit for the big wind maker, it's the southern edge of this is losing a little bit of steam right now. The lightning is decreasing, but there's a definite increase in lightning here coming out of Carter County into the Boyd County area, Greenup County as well. So some wind damage is likely with that. Heavy rain behind all this, and then that next round of some stronger thunderstorms is into central Kentucky. We're about to get rid of this out of eastern Kentucky. That's a good thing. Bad thing is you still got more heavy rain and thunderstorms coming through, and then another severe weather threat during the evening with another line dropping in from northwest to southeast. But that line, Jim, around Lake Cumberland, that's intensifying again. So the northern edge of this, not so much. But boy, all of a sudden now we're seeing this line of thunderstorms kind of rejuvenated in and around Somerset, Russell Springs, Jamestown, toward Clinton, Cumberland, and Wayne counties with a threat for severe weather. If we have our power map, our current power outage map, I want to show that again because this is updated. So we're jumping back up now, almost 211,000 customers without power. And notice all the colors that are getting into eastern and southeastern Kentucky. So it's pretty good outages into Perry County and into Leslie County as of right now. Perry County, you're talking about it's a little more than 1,500, and then across Leslie County, quite a few outages, about 1,300 as well. So 211,000 customers, not people. These are just customers. We're tracking homes and businesses, and all of those customers without power now across Kentucky. That is our most expansive power outage map that we have shown you guys since back in the big windstorm of March 3rd of last year. And then before that, you got to go back to the ice storms of 2021. Yeah, right. 2021, 2022. Get them all confused now. The ice storms.
Together.
Yeah, that February. But my goodness, it has been a turbulent decade for weather here across the Bluegrass State. That much is for sure. So heavy rain into central Kentucky, Jim, and that low severe threat continues around parts of Lake Cumberland, and we're just about to wind this thing down with those storms getting out of our immediate coverage area.
Amy, go over to my Facebook again. I just shared another post that shows some damage, but there's more to it than that. So whenever you see it, it's the one that was posted. It's the Bee Creek one. That's right. Yeah, the Bee Creek one. I just shared a second ago. And all right, look at that right there. So while you may think, okay, that just looks like just a bunch of stuff out there, what that is apparently it is a storage unit facility. So people that have that's close to a Dollar General down there on Bee Creek in Corbin. There you see it. Your stuff, it's everywhere. So while people probably weren't injured, some stuff that they had locked up there is certainly out there in the middle of the rain and experiencing some of that. So that probably from that, possible tornado earlier, Chris, that went through there a little earlier. So one of many sights that we're going to see revealed here in the coming hours. But back to our first alert radar network, those showers and storms, they are still flying through our skies. You get out into eastern Kentucky, deep into eastern Kentucky, severe thunderstorms lining up from Ashland all the way back down into Cumberland, the city of Cumberland there in Harlan County. But while the warnings continue, Chris, they will be gone soon as far
Very
as
soon,
active warned storms.
Thankfully.
But there will still be some pretty active, stronger storms that are moving through the area.
And then the next round comes in as the evening wears on. So quick update on Madison County trees down Old Kentucky Road 52, that's Irvin Road, 300 block of Concord Road, 100 block of Waco Loop, College Hill and Oakley Wells, Congleton Lane, Pioneer and Colonel Road, 300 block Lancaster Road, 300 block of Concord Road. So we got a few there in Madison County. I think is what we're understanding with that. And if we go back, a couple of pictures out of the Winchester Country Club we just tweeted. Take a look at this. Take a look at the damage out of the Winchester Country Club over here in Winchester. Jim, you're familiar with this area of the state. But we all are. But I mean, you're a Clark County resident.
I live there, yeah.
Yeah. So we're seeing some pretty good damage there at the country club.
And where the country club is, it's in an older part of town, and it's one of those classic situations. Think of it like closer to downtown Lexington, where there are a lot of very old trees, very mature trees that are in the area, older homes, classic, beautiful homes that are right there. So that's in that area. So those. They've taken their beating through the years, trees like that. So that's what you're seeing there in Clark County, southern part of Winchester, right there.
So as we stand now, let's show folks the current warnings that we have out across Kentucky. Because at least with this segment of what we're dealing with, we're about ready to wrap up this continuous coverage, because things, at least for the moment, are calming down. Then we're going to ramp it back up later today into tonight. Severe thunderstorm warnings go from Greenup County, Boyd County, Carter, Lawrence, Johnson, Martin, Floyd, a small part of Magoffin, small part of Knott, and into Pike. That's it. Now that's getting over toward the West Virginia border and getting into western parts of West Virginia. Flood warnings are out into western Kentucky. Severe thunderstorm watch in the east. That'll likely be canceled, whittled away, because that initial line is out of here. Tornado watch until 4. I suspect this will be allowed to expire coming up at 4. And then we see a new watch that would replace this in a couple or 3 hours from now as more storms develop back here to the west and northwest. So your current radar picture with this line of severe thunderstorms across eastern Kentucky, stronger storms here across the Bluegrass area, getting down toward Lake Cumberland, but nothing that is considered to be severe as of right now. We're going to continue to monitor everything. We're going to continue to watch the skies, because don't let your guard down. Don't try to get out there right now and remove any debris or anything like that, or do any cleanup, because with this line coming through there, it's got lightning with it. Last thing we want to have happen is somebody get hurt by being out there trying to clean up stuff because they thought the storm was over. You still got storms to go through. And then later this afternoon, we're going to see severe weather ramping up again. Evansville, Owensboro, Louisville, Bloomington, Indiana, back towards St. Louis, and that would roll its way on in with another widespread damaging wind threat and a tornado threat coming up later this evening. So we got crews all across central and eastern Kentucky as of now surveying the damage. We're going to slow down our continuous coverage right now, send you to programming, and don't even know what we've got going on. And of course, we'll be breaking in periodically. If we get any more warnings, we'll be breaking in and letting you know first, just like we did earlier today. We appreciate you guys being with us. Stay safe. Keep it right here on Wkyt, and we'll catch up again here in just a few minutes.